be me, 29 years old. Watching the same patterns repeat for almost a decade. Know this girl from college. Call her Jessica. Friend of a friend who became part of the group. Very loud personality. Extremely active on Twitter. Self-proclaimed feminist icon. Posts daily about male standards and expectations. Quotes Andrea Dworkin like it is gospel. Shares infographics about emotional labor. Has strong opinions on everything, especially relationships. Over the past 9 years, she has had 7 boyfriends. Some lasted 4 months. One made it to 18 months somehow. Another was clearly casual, but she called it committed. Averaged about 1 relationship per year. Each one followed the exact same script. Starts with excitement. Matching couple photos on social media. Captions about finding her person. Talks about how different this one is. Then reality sets in. She would always say the same thing, word for word every single time. I am not playing housewife for someone who has not proposed, refused to cook anything for him, refused to do any cleaning in shared spaces, refused to help with basic household tasks. Everything had to be split exactly 50-50. Anything else was patriarchal oppression according to her. She would proudly announce she is not his maid, not his mother, not there to serve some man. Her social media was full of posts about this, shared videos about strategic incompetence, posted podcast clips constantly, knew every feminist talking point, somehow never connected the dots on outcomes. The guys would put in effort initially, planned dates, bought thoughtful gifts, showed genuine interest, but they would slowly realize something. She never reciprocated in any meaningful way. Dinner time meant everyone fends for themselves. His mess was his responsibility alone. Her mess was also somehow his responsibility. Emotional support came with strict boundaries, always framed as protecting her energy. Arguments would inevitably start. She would complain to everyone who would listen. Called them insecure. Called them traditional. Said they wanted a submissive woman. Claimed modern men cannot handle independence. Relationship would end. She would post some empowerment quote. Something about knowing her worth. Something about choosing peace. Back to square one. This cycle repeated year after year. Same complaints. Same rationalizations. Same outcome. She was always extremely clear about her philosophy. I will act like a wife when I have a ring. Why would I audition for free? Nobody gets the benefits without commitment. She said variations of this constantly. Thought it sounded smart. Thought it was some kind of power move. Yet the relationships kept failing. The boyfriends kept leaving. The complaints never changed. It was like watching someone trapped in a loop. Same mistake over and over, refusing to see the pattern. Then about 10 months ago something shifted. She starts seeing this new guy. Met him through work apparently. He is older than her previous types. More reserved personality, barely uses social media. Does not react to her passive-aggressive posts, does not get pulled into philosophical debates, does not apologize for having expectations. He had clear standards from day one, made them known early, did not negotiate on them. Early in the relationship she makes her usual joke. Something about not being his personal chef, expecting him to argue or try to convince her. Instead, he just calmly responds. Says that is perfectly fine. Says he is looking for someone who enjoys partnership. Does not elaborate further. Conversation ends right there. No debate, no negotiation, just a simple boundary. She does not post about him much at first. No long captions about love. No empowerment speeches. Just occasional normal couple photos. But I start noticing changes in her behavior. Subtle at first, then more obvious. The constant rants about men stop. The vague posts about relationships disappear. Her entire social media presence shifts. Then one evening I see something unexpected. She posts an Instagram story. Picture of a homemade dinner. Caption says making his favorite tonight. I actually pause and stare at my phone. Reread it twice to make sure. She has never cooked for anyone before. Not once in 9 years. Months pass. I run into her at a birthday party. Mutual friend turning 30. She looks completely different somehow. Happier maybe. Softer around the edges. We end up talking in the kitchen. She casually mentions cooking dinner most nights. Mentions doing laundry together on weekends. Talks about it like it is the most normal thing. I have to ask what changed. Cannot help myself. She pauses for a long moment. Looks uncomfortable. Finally says he expects effort. Says it matter-of-factly. No anger in her voice. No bitterness. Just stating reality. She explains he never demands anything. Never asks her to do things. Just expects mutual contribution. She admits it felt strange initially. Kept waiting to feel resentful about it. Kept waiting for the anger to come. It never did. Then she says something that surprises me. Says it actually feels good to care for someone who cares for you. No buzzwords. No feminist theory. No citations. Just simple, honest truth. Later I hear the full story from someone else. Apparently early on she tried her old tactics, keeping score of who did what, withholding effort strategically, testing him constantly. He did not argue with her, did not try to convince her, did not beg for her attention, just quietly pulled back. She panicked. Realized something for the first time in her life. The relationship was not guaranteed. She was not irreplaceable. She either showed up or lost him. Simple as that. Around the same time, another thing happened. One of her close friends got engaged. Another friend announced a pregnancy. Suddenly everyone was moving forward with life. She mentioned it to me once. Tried to laugh it off. Said everyone is in such a rush these days. But her eyes told a different story. There was fear there. Real fear. Now they have been together longer than any previous relationship, by a significant margin. First boyfriend she has ever discussed future plans with. First time she has not kept one foot out the door. First time she seems genuinely invested. The way she talks about him has changed completely. Speaks with actual respect. Not like he is an opponent to outsmart. Not like he is a project to fix. Like he is a partner. Watching this transformation has been wild. Made me think differently about a lot of things. Made me wonder about timing. About how many people figure it out too late. I still cannot pinpoint what finally clicked for her. Was it him specifically? A man who refused to be tested and manipulated, who had standards and stuck to them, or was it just timing? Turning 30. Watching friends get married. Watching friends have children. Biological clock getting louder. Options becoming more limited. Maybe it was both factors combined. Impossible to separate them really. All I know for certain is this. The same woman who swore she would never do wife things, who posted constantly about not auditioning for men, who called traditional gender roles oppression, now happily cooks meals after long work days, folds his clothes without being asked, contributes without keeping score, shows up fully in the relationship, not because anyone forced her, not because she was manipulated, but because she finally understood something fundamental. Those things were never about oppression. They were never leveraged to be withheld. They were never beneath her. They were the audition, the whole time. She just refused to see it. Until she almost ran out of time.